Yes, people, yes, people, yes, people, yes, people, yes, people. Me live, man, me live. Yes, live on YouTube. Live on YouTube. Today, we are going to speak about is Jamaica the land of confusion? Yes, today we're going to try and find out if Jamaica, our lovely Jamaica, is really the land of confusion. But then again, we always hear say Jamaica is the land of wood and water. And the next thing we hear Jamaica is the land of the most beautiful woman on earth. Would you believe that? Would you believe that a little land far, far away, there is a land only there? Yes, the same land that produced the great legend Bob Marley, the great legend Usain Bolt, Peter Touch, the land that produced a Michael Manley, the land that produced a Herb McKinley, the same land that produced a Merlin Atty, the same land that produced a Asafa Powell, the same land that produced the many great people that live all around the world. But people, are we really the land of confusion? Are we the land of confusion? Over the past 60 odd years, 1962, 1962, Jamaica, which word should I use? Gain or acquire? Any which one? Jamaica acquire independent. That is the word I must choose, acquire. Two cousins. You see, a long time this country, then a quagmire. Two cousins, see it here? Two. Who know that signal here? Two. See it here? Said signals. See it here? Same signal. Two cousins. Would you believe it? Two cousins is said to be the founding father of this nation. And when I speak about two cousins, I'm speaking about His Right Excellency Norman Washington Manley. And whatsoever Excellency Bustamante, some say Bustamante, some say Bustamante, any which way you want pronounce it. But them are two cousins, two sons of two sisters. Hey. So this is a long time family business around Jamaica. Long time family business around this land Jamaica from 1962 or even before that, because there was the politics before 1962, but 1962 is when the two of them sit down in a them family bedroom and said to themselves, we are going to approach England in form of the Queen, and we are going to try get this country of Jamaica in our hand. So because Bustamante was not really a bright man, don't fella, don't. Norman Manley was really the brain. So Norman Manley went on that plane there. Norman Manley went on that plane and hurriedly, with his briefcase in hand, jumped on that airplane and went to London. And I don't know if it's Windsor Castle or Buckingham Palace him go. But after Michael Manley returned, Bustamante returned, there was an independent proclamation. Jamaica was set to be an independent nation. But people, before Jamaica was an independent country, many of our elders say the country used to be of more morals. Yes, many of our folks who was living before independence. Yes, you have people that are Jamaica where I live right here now. We are 100 older than Jamaica. You have people in Jamaica now older than Jamaica. Independent itself, because independent Jamaica is just 64 years old. This year, 64 damn year old. This year, yeah, only 64. And the amount of millionaire we went into government. It is over 64,000 politicians from 1964 turned millionaire out of this country. More than 64,000 politicians over the year turned millionaire out of Jamaica. So people, we are wonder what was the modus operandi? What was the modus operandi of the politician of that time? What was the reason why politicians see it fit to take independence from Great Britain and put it in them own hand? What was the intention? And it is still asked today, what was the intention of Norman Manley and Bustamante in 1962 when them take independent from Great Britain? Jamaica was a more fruitful country before independent. Yes, fruitful country before independent. But after them two cousins, Norman Manley and Buster Man to decide, say, them are gonna take this country, them are gonna take this country and rip it in two between them one another. Said thing are go on today. Said thing are go on today. I have seen the fight and the struggle of the great Michael Manley. Yes, I have seen the struggle of a great visionary in Michael Manley try to bring Jamaica to a level of independence. Yes, Michael Manley fight tooth and nail to make Jamaica be a real independent nation. Yes, Michael Manley try in all aspects to make Jamaica be an independent nation. My parents used to tell me that during the era when banana, yes, banana, as how them call Jamaica the Banana Republic. Yes, when people was proud to be called a banana man in the early 70s, early 70s, when banana was king, when you look on the ports, and you look on the ship them packed with banana, leaving Jamaica, going all over the world to places like New York, Miami, Canada, and England. Our banana, green banana, pack up on ship. Yes, pack up on ship. Ship overload with Jamaica banana. When Jamaica was the banana republic of the world. And look at Jamaica now. Look at Jamaica now. And we're talking about independent. We're talking about independent. Sugar cane. There was a time when sugar cane was king. Sugar cane was king. And the land of Jamaica was where we find the most sugarcane plantation. When you look upon the amount of white rum, and wet sugar where Jamaica send all over the world, you wouldn't believe it that a little tiny nation like Jamaica was sending all those sugar all over the world, and people used to just want the Jamaica white rum. But where have that gone bad today? And we still say we independent. Still say we independent. There was a time, yes, there was a time when the Jamaica police force, yes, the same Jamaica constabulary force was the 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 epitome of policing in the Caribbean. Every Caribbean state did want them police be like Jamaican police. Everywhere when you check the police in Barbados, who is a more independent country than we today. Trinidad and Tobago, who is a more independent country than we today. Guyana, who is a more independent country than we today. And I could mention many more. And look at the Jamaica Constabulary Force today. Our police force is nothing more than a Gestapo force. Me no want to tell me nothing. Our police force is nothing less than a Gestapo police force. Them shoot and them ask question after. Where have we gone wrong? Where have we gone wrong? And we're calling ourselves independent. Independent. People, I remember when country like Singapore, yes, Singapore, who is amongst the top 5 better nation in the world in GDP, come to Jamaica in 1975 and sit in our parliament because them hear about this man Michael Manley, and them sit in our parliament, and the Singapore government said to themselves, we want our political system to be like the Jamaica political system. They need to fashion our parliament. And when the technocrats of the Singapore sit down and study our parliamentary system, the Singapore technocrats see where corruption could enter into their public life in Singapore. And them said, no, we have to make adjustment. And I did hear that the Singapore delegation come back to Jamaica and sit Michael Manley. So I tell them, say, Michael Manley is not so clean. Michael Manley is not really the silver bullet. When the Singapore government turned to Michael Manley and said that the style of giving total autonomy to a ministry is prone to corruption. Take, for instance, when a minister like Christopher Tufton is left alone to angle billions of dollars without state oversight and scrutiny. The Singapore government said no, them can't make that, and them advise Michael Manley and the government to make easily parliamentary tightening up that corruption should not and cannot be a part of governance. And the Singapore government tell Michael Manley, say, pay every government minister. This is what the Singapore delegation said to Michael Manley. Pay the minister them handsomely, including their wife. Yes, the Singapore government advised Michael Manley while in government in the 70s to pay government ministers properly and also pay a stipend also to their wife. Yes. So in other words, pay the government minister them very well that they would not prone to corruption, and then pay also their wives also that when a wife find out that her husband as a minister, a government minister, is stealing or robbing the state, she should also report it, because if she don't report it, when them find out, say, that minister in charge, like how Christopher in charge of the Ministry of Health, and Jamaica suffer in a hospital and billions of dollars, is found wanting. When people like Andrew Wheatley is found wanting illicit enrichment, and them wife, not concubine, them wife. You see like how allegation is that say the man where run the election, Gospel Brown wife, go to the supermarket and couldn't afford certain thing, couple week, And little before the election, she went back. And when she looked the amount of money in a gospel brown account, billions, millions of dollars, she couldn't believe it. So all of a sudden her husband account having so much millions. She must report it to the authority, and the Singapore government say when a minister is found, with his hand in the cookie jar, nothing less than the firing squad that is what the Singapore government say. Pay government official and minister them properly, that they are not prone to corruption, and when you find them guilty, illicit enrichment, straight to the firing squad. Michael Manley said no. Michael Manley said no. That is what Michael Manley tell the Singapore government. That's why today Jamaica is the only country where people go into politics to get rich. Jamaica is the only country on the face of the earth where people don't really go into politics to serve people. Them going out to serve themselves and serve them family. And after that, them just fly away. Nothing happened to them. Them just fly away and tell the Jamaican people, bye-bye. And then you hear say, them end up like people like Colonel Charles. Our country no bear no better politician than like the Rothschilds. Colonel Charles tell the people them what they say. Them ask him, how comes when you in a government where you get so much money to buy them 100 acres of land there? You know what Colonel Charles tell them, say? When the people them are St. Thomas, right, you know a question Colonel Charles I tell them, say, while in government allow him to purchase Jamaica property at $1 a acre. $1 a acre. That's how Colonel Charles happened to tell the Jamaican people how comes him have so much thousands of acre land all over in Jamaica, because government allow him to buy, not to lease, to buy Jamaica land at $1, $1 per acre. How comes there is nobody at all to hold accountable. No court system. That's why today I come, people. That's why today I come to speak to the Chief Justice Brian Sykes. Mr. Chief Justice Brian Sykes, may I talk to you? Mr. Chief Justice Brian Sykes, may I talk to you? Today, Chief Justice Brian Sykes, May I talk to you today, Brian Sykes. The appeal court of Jamaica, the appeal court of Jamaica. May I talk to you today. May I talk to you today. All of the people them will tell themselves, say, them is a member of the judicial system in a Jamaica. I come here today to talk to you, yes. Me come to talk to you today, yeah. Brian Sykes, did you know that the Prime Minister used Sykes by you? Chief Justice Brian Sykes, come to the front of the line. Chief Justice is not above the law. A common citizen like me would like to ask you a simple question. Chief Justice Brian Sykes, are you up to scrutiny, sir? Chief Justice Brian Sykes? Chief Justice Brian Sykes, may I call you at the front of the line today, yeah. Because I know that you are not above the law. Although people have you as Mr. Judge Dredd. Yes, Chief Justice, aka Judge Dredd. Yes, Chief Justice. And me they call you Judge Dredd. Yes, me. I call you Judge Dredd. Because it's you sit on top of the echelon. The echelon is you sit there. Brian Sykes. You is the person that is the head cook and backwash when it comes on to justice for the Jamaican people. Yes, Chief Justice Sykes. A common man like me, I call you out today. Today, when I check it, today is what? The 30th. The 30th of August. The 30th of August, just short of 2 days before Emancipation Day. Brian Sykes. Today, the 30th of August, Judge Dredd. Yes, Judge Dredd, Chief Justice Brian Sykes, Mr. 100 years. May I talk to you? A little member of the Jamaica citizenry, I talk to you. Without no disrespect, sir. Are you able to bring forward Chief Justice, Mr. Chief Justice, and I ask you, are you able to bring forward all cases that politicians have over the years in court? Can you bring forward these cases before independent and make we trash it out Which politician for go prison and who for get 100 years and who for pay millions out of where them a thief from the Jamaican people? Eh? Brian Sykes, are you able to bring forward all of them case there where even the Prime Minister, yes, Brian Sykes, are you here to bring forward the case that the Prime Minister is cited for illicit enrichment before Independence Day? Can the Jamaican people depend on you, Brian Sykes, for bring forward the case of all the politicians in the Jamaica Labour Party for the past 10 years, Royal Reid and all of them? Can we dispose them case there before Independence Day and give the people them a real independence in this country? Eh? Independence? Eh? How can we independent when we have politician robbing us day by day? How can we independent, Mr. Brian Sykes? Mr. Brian Sykes are going to remind you that Andrew Holness did a play Sykes, man, yo. Andrew Holness did a play Sykes, man, yo. So that's why maybe that's why you are so stricken. Brian Sykes, listen. Was the Prime Minister using Sykes on you, Mr. Brian Sykes? Listen.
Jamaica as a country, as a whole, must get used to systems of accountability. Sometimes systems of accountability, performance-based systems, and performance-based approaches may clash with traditionally and conventionally held views. I come from a different school, a different age, and a different way of thinking. It may not always coincide with those that have traditional views. In the appointment of the Chief Justice, I was encouraged by the very people who are critical now to take an unconventional view. I followed that view. I interviewed after having gone through a process of shortlisting the Chief Justice. I have never met the person who I selected as the Chief Justice. I have never had the opportunity to have a conversation with him. I can safely say I do not know him. And I selected someone based upon what is presented on paper as his resume and what I have researched as his work and what I have consulted with his peers. It is indeed a break from the traditional and conventional way in which this was done. I'm certain that the Chief Justice understands that I am a person who believes in systems of accountability. I am not intent on treading, trampling, or in any way interfering with the independence of the judiciary. But the judiciary is also accountable for how taxpayers' funds are spent. We want to see an improvement and strengthening in the rule of law and timely justice outcomes.
People, you hear that? That was when Andrew Holness and the Chief Justice did in a little tracing. The Chief Justice did a say, in a bow under Andrew Holness. Him a go in there to serve the Jamaican people. And then Andrew Holness make a U-turn. Because Andrew Holness never sure of this Chief Justice here, you know. Him did a say this man here may come and upset the apple cart. But when it seems like them reason with Brian Sykes, the Labour Party may attack, it seems like when time them reason with the Chief Justice and make him know say, you see the food chain, your money are got big, like almost the Governor General. So all you have to do is just kick back and just watch way I go through. Listen keenfully, listen.
And the Chief Justice will be accountable for this. I can't be any clearer. Those who want to criticize have the luxury of doing it. I have the luxury of running a country and being accountable to the taxpayers for the results of the systems that we are elected to run. I thank you, Mr. President.
People, you understand? Eh? The Chief Justice, Brian Sykes, make Andrew Holness put him in a quagmire.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness is expected to make a major announcement next week in relation to the temporary appointment of Brian Sykes as Chief Justice. That's according to Justice Minister Delroy Chuck. In adding his views to the debate on Justice Sykes' appointment, Mr. Chuck argues that it's not a bad move and could even work out in the public's favor. TVJ's Kirk Wright has this primetime news follow-up.
Word from Justice Minister Delroy Chuck on Friday is that the Prime Minister will be making an announcement on the appointment of Justice Brian Sykes in short order. Mr. Chuck related the information in an interview with TVJ News this morning.
Something will happen. I don't want to steal the thunder of the Prime Minister or the Governor General, and therefore I can just intimate that which I'm.
It's the first time Justice Minister is adding his voice publicly to the discussion around the acting appointment of Justice Sykes, and his stance is basically aligned with that of his cabinet colleagues that the appointment is not unconstitutional.
Trying to justify something that is unconstitutional. I don't think it's not unconstitutional. The section 99(1).
People, if you don't understand enough, the big thing was that Andrew Holness, yes, was saying that him not really against appointing Brian Sykes as Chief Justice, but him appoint him for a short term for see where him depend. And then the Chief Justice said, no, me not depend that. If you appoint me straight up, appoint me straight up. Me not depend no temporary assignment. A straight up thing me depend. So this was the cas between Andrew Holness government and Brian Sykes.
Allows the Prime Minister to ask someone to act. And let us bear in mind that a decision as to who should or could be the next Chief Justice was not agreed upon within the last moments of the present Chief Justice limited office. But it was absolutely necessary that the candidate we thought best, at very best, at least, to put him to act. And as far as I can see, it is quite constitutional.
Mr. Chuck says discussions on the appointment of a new Chief Justice were taking place long before Chief Justice Zela McCalla actually retired, and that cabinet had many candidates to consider. But he says perhaps it's at the last moment that focus was placed on Justice Sykes. A part of Mr. Chuck's defense is that the temporary appointment could work out in the public favor.
If the Prime Minister had appointed someone to act, and that person turned out to be a disaster, then it's obvious that everyone would see.
You hear the word disaster? Disaster! Disaster! You hear what Chuck in a lucky say? If the Prime Minister did appoint Chief Justice Brian Sykes, people are one thing me love with Yardy TV, you know. Yardy TV, you know, run with the narrative. Because the narrative today from the whole week is about Indian and this and that, about where name Sabada and the Indian this. I don't run with the narrative. I make sure say I find a different agenda will really affect the people's them life. So I tell Brian Sykes, Brian Sykes will have about 1 week before independent Grand Gala. We need some action from you, Brian Sykes. We need to see something drastic coming from you, Brian Sykes. You are too dormant. Brian Sykes, you are too dormant. Brian Sykes, you are too dormant. We need some action against the status quo. It shouldn't be business as usual with a man of your stature, Brian Sykes. Jamaica would be so pleased to know that people like Andrew Wheatley is not allowed. People I want to know if screen record me. I want to know if screen record me. Brian Sykes, the Jamaican people would feel so proud to know that before Independence Day, we know say people like Wheatley, Andrew Wheatley, people even like the Prime Minister, who for the past 4 years cannot put forward an integrity report and a lead way as a Prime Minister. How comes people like Chang, Horace Chang, leading a set of Gestapo in the police force, marauding, Gestapo's murdering people around the country. The commissioner of police, them people there, Brian Sykes. if you could deliver before Independence Day, enough justice that them people is not able to attend a grand gala. The Prime Minister shouldn't attend a grand gala. Wheatley not supposed to attend a grand gala. Ruel Weed not supposed to attend a grand gala. All of them people here will have court case pending should be allowed to attend a function like an independent grand gala. I want to say a 64 years of independence. And we can't put no politician in prison. In Brian Sykes, 64 years now, and no politician can go prison. "64 years, and no politician can go prison at all." And we are talking about independent. How can we be an independent nation when we have politicians still hanging around and a robbery? I rob the Jamaican people them day by day like bandits. Like bandits. And an independent day, you see them come in a the expensive vehicle them and the expense of the public. Yes. Them come and them drive around the National Stadium and them come out to the cheering of the crowd, thieving people, thief, come out in a black suit thief, come out for Independence Day, a grand gala. Yes. The thief them a parade. Look at the thief them. Look at the criminal them parading at Independent Gala. Look on them. Look on them. Prime Minister jump out and the crowd go red. Police will murder the youth them. Commissioner jump. Ray! Look how much youth blood are run on the ground. And when you look, the crowd there, Ray! Where the sense of the Jamaican people them gone? Where the sense of the Jamaican people them gone? Brian Sykes, you hold the Jamaican people them. Brian Sykes, you hold the Jamaican people them. Chief Justice Brian Sykes, time to deliver now. We want you deliver. Same way like how them deliver Jesus Christ to the Roman them. And so we want a politician. So we want a politician. Same way Brian Sykes, we want you to be the judge. Same way like how them say, give me Barabbas. Give me Barabbas. And that a go on a Jamaica now. Give me Barabbas. A period that a go on a Jamaica. Give me Barabbas. A that a go on a Jamaica now. Jamaica asks for Barabbas. When Barabbas jump out time vehicle independent day, the people them go up in a uproar. Barabbas jump out in a full black. And Jamaica go up in frenzy. We want Barabbas. 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 I saw the Jamaican people them go on for Independent Day at Grand Gala. You hear them now? We want Barabbas. We want Barabbas. So them are going for Independent Day. So them are behave at the Grand Gala. People of Jamaica, people of Jamaica. People of Jamaica, people of Jamaica. Who don't ever go to Independent Gala yet, Grand Gala, and you see when the thief them jump out when the government general, the one where them call GG, jump out of them car, you hear the people them there. We want Barabbas, we want Barabbas, we want Barabbas. God no. And when Mr. 28 come out, Mr. 28, ow, 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 who name Mr. 28? Ow, who name Mr. 28? When Mr. 28 jump out of his car, the people them there, we want Barabbas, we want Barabbas. Jamaica Grand Gala is nothing but pure shouting for Barabbas. When you go to Jamaica Grand Gala on Independent Day, it is a parade. It is a parade of Henry Morgan grandchildren them. People of Jamaica, people of Jamaica, people of Jamaica. When you go to the Independent Grand Gala, especially for the past 10 years, I never seen nothing like this yet. When you go to the Independent Gala at the National Stadium, it is nothing but the parading of Henry Morgan grandchildren them. Henry Morgan grandchildren them parading. And you hear the crowd. You hear the crowd depan. We want Barabbas. We want Barabbas. We want Barabbas. We want Barabbas. Damn stupid. Confused. Jamaica is one country of confusion. One goddamn country of confusion. A country that have the best national anthem. When you check it out, Jamaica have, of all the countries in the world, Jamaica have the best national anthem. And when you check it out, all them do is just go to Independent Gala every Independent Day and just a shout, we want Barabbas. We want Barabbas. Oh, what a goddamn shame. What a goddamn shame. Big up Richard Samuels. Big up, big up, big up. Oh, what a goddamn shame. Like and share, like and share, like and share. Like and share, like and share. People, if you wanna check the National Stadium, different thing. If you wanna check the National Stadium from 1962, from 1962, when that National Stadium was erected, look at the National Stadium. Get a picture of the National Stadium from 1962 and look at it today. The only difference, there's only two different. The chevron were changed. The chevron were changed, which is the running track. Only the running track and the little shed over the grandstand is the only changes make. And we are talking about independent. We are talking about independent. 64 years of robbery. Total robbery. Total piracy. Piracy. And to top it all, since 2016, pure dude water. When you go in the National Stadium, you have to jump over dude water. Pure filth. Pure filthy water, you have to jump over. And we are talking about independent. And we are talking about Grand Gala. How dare you? How dare you, Babsy Grange, putting up 10-year plan for the National Stadium? How comes Babsy Grange put up 10-year plan and them a push you out right now? The younger generation, Babsy, there's time to go. Time to go, Babsy. There's no more time for you, boy. You put up 10-year plan for the National Stadium. Jamaica make plan, 10-year plan. The Jamaica Labour Party make 10-year plan for the National Stadium. How comes power hungry government for 5 years, I make plan. You make 10-year plan. And I come tell the people them say, temporary work for World Cup, Women's World Cup in a 2030. I said go 2030. But it is so confusing because the Prime Minister, I tell the Jamaican people same went to the World Cup final because the Jamaica women's team, the JFF, a bid to co-host the 2031 World Cup. But Did the Prime Minister know that Jamaica is already selected as a host for the 2031 World Cup? Ah, boy. I really don't like it. I'm telling you now. You're acting like a yo, baby. You just don't settle down. When this a government are gonna settle down? When? It is incumbent on Chief Justice Brian Sykes to deliver a criminal, a political criminal. Mr. Brian Sykes, it is incumbent on you. Right now is the right time, Brian Sykes, to prove it to the Jamaican people that you're worth the dollar where them appear you. Right now, Brian Sykes, it is the right time for you, Brian Sykes, to prove it to the Jamaican people that the money where Jamaica pay you as Chief Justice, you really earn it. You really earn it. Come not tell no lie, Brian Sykes. The people of Jamaica are wait upon you to deliver. We the wait upon you, Brian Sykes, to deliver. We want a politician in prison. We want it. We want it. We want it. We want it like no, we need a politician in a short pants. No, we need it. We need it, Brian Sykes.
Kirkbright, TVJ News.
We need it, Brian
One
Sykes.
government MP is this evening adamant that projects in their constituency have been held up due to delay.
We need it, Brian Sykes. We need it. We need a politician in a short pants. Right now, at the right time, Brian Sykes. At the right time now, Brian Sykes. The right time now, Brian Sykes. We need to see a politician in a short pants. At the right time now, Brian Sykes. The right time. Right time. There's no time did better than now, Brian Sykes. No time did better than now. No time did better than now, Brian Sykes. At the real time now. The right time now, Brian Sykes. The right time. The right time, Brian Sykes. We need it now. We need it now. Brian Sykes, we need it now. We need it now.
Government did not just get up and say, look, we want to do the Kingston Harbour Walk. Hire a contractor to go and start to clear the way.
Them man,
we recognize
them man
that
for go
there are
prison.
many things to be done before we get to breaking ground and laying the first brick or driving the first.
This is what Brian Sykes at the right time. You remember in the 2025, the Prime Minister main object was for break ground. And him come back with it again. Listen him again.
And so today we
him come
are
back with it
having
again,
a ceremony
Brian
to
Sykes.
mark the contract signing.
This
of the
last
engagement
week.
of the experts.
Last
who are going
week,
to tell us
Brian
how
Sykes.
to do this thing.
Them a thief.
Right way. Along the corridor,
Them a
official
thief.
businesses,
Them
like
a
the
thief
cement
breaking
company,
grounds.
they're is
Them come back with it again about
beach,
breaking
which
grounds
we have not really kept.
and cutting
There is
ribbon.
a community which
Same
was
thing, Nima come
still
back
known
with.
for its
Same thing.
entertainment and
You know, here, Brian
street
Sykes.
cuisine.
Sykes.
There are several residences
Sykes.
along the way.
Where Andrew do? You Sykes by you. The man come back with the same song I sing from 2025. Breaking ground and cutting ribbon in a 26. You know, see tight him come back with. Brian Sykes, we're ready. We're ready. We're ready for them go prison now. We're ready. We're ready.
And of course, there are bits and pieces of the harbor walk that people actually walk and fish and recreate. And so we don't want to build something that the people themselves will not embrace. We don't want to build something that is a white elephant. Nobody goes there. What we want to build is something where people from all over Jamaica and all over the world will come to experience. I'm saying this for the Jamaicans listening on, whoever will catch this on the news, but I'm more so saying this to the consultants who are here. Very important. What you design must be iconic. It must be a reason for people to visit. It must be functional. It must add value. And
People, I ask on the people. I ask on the people to pay attention to the Chief Justice. Pay attention to the Chief Justice, Brian Sykes and the politician them. It seems like them use Sykes from Brian Sykes. Brian Sykes, I the warn you, Brian Sykes. Don't make Andrew Holness take over your brain. He's a brilliant man. He's a man of great justice. The people of Jamaica are depend upon you to deliver justice. And upon the topic of justice, I must speak about the Jamaican for Justice. Michael Jackson, you know that I was very disgusted when Horace Chang mentioned that you are spending blood money. I was very pissed off when I heard the utterance of Horace Chang saying that Jamaican for justice, Jamaican for justice. When Horace Chang said that Jamaican for justice is striving on blood money, I was very pissed off. But Michael Jackson, do you ever think that it is time for you to step aside now? Michael Jackson, have you ever considered that it is time for you to step aside now?
We're being joined by Minister of National Security and Peace, Dr. Horace Chang. Good morning to you. All right, so we are still trying to get Dr. Chang on the line, and it would be interesting to ask the minister how he's viewing what's happening now, if he is at all concerned about the gains made in relation to reducing major crimes could be lost this year based on the incidents we are reporting on in sections of the country. Dr. Chang, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jonah.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning. Now we know that this is your first official interview since your surgery. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm a fun bit. It went well. I'm very the team here, both the surgical and intensive care and the
People, this is Horace Chang, Minister of Security and Peace, insinuating that Michael Jackson and the Jamaican for Justice is living off blood money. Listen.
the University Female outstanding. But the best thing in this situation is if you know early that you have some problem with cardiovascular problem, you should try and get your lifestyle and the work in order so you don't have to go for surgery. But the team here in terms of surgery is excellent and I'm doing very well.
I'm glad that you're doing well and back on the job. Now, turning to matters having to do with your portfolio, Dr. Chang, I'm not sure if you heard the police commissioner saying that the recent hard-won gains in the fight against violent crime remain fragile, and he was underscoring the need for continued national effort to ensure residents feel safe in their homes and communities. We note that there have been a number of homicides recently in Manchester, including the murder of a 4-year-old, as well as what happened in West Kingston on the weekend. Are you at all concerned that the gains made in reducing major crime could be lost this year?
Whenever a child is killed or died, it is always a concern and moving emotional related like crime or other reasons. I'm a trained physician, and when I worked in a pediatric hospital, it was always a challenge when you lost a baby. A little bit worrying because they are higher than the kids that take the trend in a different direction. But bear in mind, January was extremely low. At 31, we could still come in below 50, which is a good number to be below, so to speak. And I know the police officers are working at it, and the commissioner himself will lead. Having senior officers putting together the program required. So I can reassure Jamaicans, and we will have a good year. We will keep the numbers down, but there's much more to be done. We have had over 20 years of high incidence of murder. We have deep social problems associated with murder as well. And you notice that during this year we have had a significant increase in terms of stabbings and what seem to be domestic murders, and therefore we have to increase our attention in those areas. And we will do so. That's why we have attached the word peace to the ministry to see to what extent we can take the reduction in gangs, murders to the community to ensure sustainability and a reduction in overall violence. The Times had a violence commission which has a report which we are looking at, and we'll be coming at programs to interface in these communities. But there are some other issues really which I think need to be discussed. I think, and then come back to the police operations December, January, which had a dramatic reduction in homicide. There was also some increase in what is police fatal shootings. Right after that, there was what I consider a broadside, an unjust, selfish, and cruel broadside against police officers because they weren't using cameras.
By whom?
It was designed by various people in the community. There were the Jamaican for Justice, others who claim their right to life, and some of the pastors who claim they know more about policing than police. And just made a kind of given highlighting some section in media. And I think by the leadership of the police has been strong president.
Classism is ripe in Jamaica. We want to just check the levels. Margolin does everything. He gets away with it. Nobody checks him. Nobody asks him for accountability. He just does it. And whenever anything happens, bam, 90 wonder, no pressure. Andrew, when I say, if people that want to left here foot of shoes, trouble in the dance for him. They're not top for months. Articles for months, civil society groups at him, down him throat. Now imagine the PNP parliamentarians, what are now sitting there, they campaign on how the government took salary increase. Guess what? When PNP came, when all of these new parliamentarians from PNP came into the parliament, they took their salaries. Where is their conscience? When they sat in parliament and took theirs, Margolin took his. He was the highest paid politician. Classism is ripe in Jamaica.
People.
We want to just check the
People, you say Michael Jackson. I would advise Michael Jackson to just give up our post. A spokesperson for Jamaican for Justice. The Jamaican public tired of you, Michael Jackson. Tired of you, Michael Jackson. Because the only time we hear from you, is when things get out of proportion. Is when things get out of proportion here from Michael Jackson. And people, you say if even when it come on to places like Standpipe, Grand Spen, anywhere up in a Red Hills Road, you know, the upper, the gateway, as what them call it, the gateway to the creme de la creme. You know, the gateway to Uptown, Jacksonville, Beverly Hills, the gateway community them. Yeah, man, I them me I talk about the gateway community them. Gateway community to Upper St. Andrew, I like Red Hills Road, Whitehall Avenue, yes. Places like Cassava Peace, yes. Places like Grand Spen, yes. Barbican, yes. Places like Upper Augustown and them places there, because you know, say, the university and Mona is nearby. That is when Michael Jackson run out. When things are happening up at them places. But you see when the little dirty foot tear out pants, body, pick people them. And the so-called garrison youth them get murder. And down in the countryside, down in places like all Mandeville, Manchester, St. Thomas, Westmoreland, St. James and them place there. Jamaican for Justice, no business with them place there. But you, Michael Jackson, yes, you, Michael Jackson, you see it fittingly for run out and I go on like say, a little vice note have nothing to do with justice. A little vice note have nothing to do with justice. What about all we did hear upon the last time was when the Prime Minister wear blue pan you. Yes, you call out people for turn up with Jamaica for justice. And the Prime Minister come out pan you and wear and wear blue against you. And I know we don't hear you talk about nothing but justice for the people them after Hurricane Melissa. We don't hear you. We don't hear you talk about nothing but justice for the people them we're still have a shelter and a tarpaulin right you know in a hurricane season. We don't hear you talk about that. None at all, we don't hear you. None at all. And you're going to run out from voice note, leak voice note. Michael Jackson, did you know that over the past week, over 13 Jamaican life was snuffed out by the state? Did you know that? Over 13 life was snuffed out by the bandoliers of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and it is now revealed that 3 persons was murdered viciously down in Manchester. Yes, in Manchester, including a female, and all the investigation point to utter bloody murder by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Where is the Jamaican for justice? Where is you, Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson, you know how much time I try to tell the Jamaican people, say, Jamaican for justice is waste of time. Jamaican for justice is just sitting on there behind collecting money. I don't know if it's blood money as well. Horace Chang said, but maybe him know more than us, because the people of Jamaica must know that the Jamaican for Justice is an international funding group. So when I say Michael Jackson come out and with one Wolipa long cocky chat, me I say, oh dear, Jamaican Just for Justice should be taking the state authority to court because them have backing and them have the money. Them have the money. Jamaican for Justice have the backing and them have the money. I don't know if it's blood money or what, but they are not paid by the Jamaican government. Them is not a creature of the Jamaican government. Jamaican for Justice is funded by an international agency from abroad. So them have the money. Michael Jackson and the Jamaican for Justice should be taking the commissioner of police to the court. Jamaican for Justice should be taking Horace Chang to court because them have the money But because Michael Jackson them just get rich out of the system, that's all them do. Set up these agencies to get rich off of poor people back. But them a fight injustice in a Jamaica. Fight what? Fight what? Jamaican for justice, Michael Jackson, you is a farce. You is a farce. And you, Michael Jackson, should give up that chair. Give up that chair because we can see that you are not political. When I see you sided and about leak vice note, what you have to do with damn leak vice note? What vice note have to do with justice? What leak vice note have to do with justice? Michael Jackson, do the Jamaican people the goddamn truth and relieve yourself as chairperson. I tell you, relieve yourself as chairperson and find yourself another sec for us laugher. You are nothing like justice. Nothing. Nothing resemble justice. Nothing at all resemble justice. And people of Jamaica, when you say Michael Jackson come and about Jamaican for justice, run her! Run her! She just look relevant. For make money off her on the back. Run her! Because when the people them, how comes I don't hear you talk about justice for Desmond Mackenzie? Eh? Michael Jackson. Oh, I don't hear you talk about justice for Desmond Mackenzie when the police them pepper spray me eye. Oh, you not come out and talk about justice for Desmond Mackenzie. Is Jamaican for justice for every Jamaican? How comes you not come and say, or Horace Chang is on a campaign to eliminate the young people of Jamaica? How comes you not carry Horace Chang to court? How comes you not go and none of the police station them and drag any one of the DSP them or the SSP them and bring them to court? And you have the resource. People of Jamaica, youth and youth. When you see Michael Jackson, you say, run her! Run her! Because she's nothing but injustice. Nothing but injustice.